Okay, so today's topic is gonna be intuition. And it is my belief that we've lost our intuition as we've grown older. And it's because at a very early age, we learn to replace that intuition with knowledge. We learn this from our parents, from schools, and basically I think that we're missing out not listening to our intuition. So today that's what we're gonna talk about. I love to watch David Lynch movies as they make very little sense to most audiences that need to have everything explained. And in order to fully appreciate a David Lynch movie or to make sense of it, you sort of have to use your imagination and intuition to fill in the gaps. And this can be a very beautiful and unique experience. And I think that life is pretty much like a David Lynch movie. If you take life at face value, it doesn't make much sense. But when you use your intuition and imagination to fill in the gaps, life can be a unique and beautiful experience. Intuition is a powerful instinct that humans and animals have evolved for millions of years. Imagine that you have two brains. One brain is you and the other brain is your subconscious. It does a lot of work that we are often not aware of. You ever have a problem and you go to bed and the next morning you suddenly have the solution to your problem? That's because your subconscious is even working when you are sound asleep. So basically, intuition to me is all about trusting my gut feeling. Now, it could be something as simple as reading an article and it's designed in a way to make you feel shocked and maybe even angry, but that's when the intuition kicks in. It sort of reminds me of the fact that media is in the business to make money, and the more angry and shocked you are, the more money they make. And so that's where I'm being extremely careful. And it's the same thing when I'm listening to a politician, and it may sound like the politician is saying the right things, but my intuition often reminds me that a politician is basically a skilled professional talker with one single agenda: to get a vote from you. And that's where my intuition basically warns me to not listen or trust a politician too much. And it's essentially the same thing whenever I meet a new person. You know, sometimes when you meet a new person, this person could be very kind and nice to you, but there are these little things that reveal that something is off. And it's that feeling that something is off that you can't fully explain. That is your intuition telling you to be careful, because often at times we don't have the full picture. And so we have to fill in the gap, as I said in the beginning of this video, using our intuition and our imagination to get a better idea of things. And this is where I find intuition to be extremely vital, actually. Now, a surprising statistical number about the subconscious is that it's 90% right of the time. That's a lot, but it's important to understand that intuition only focuses on one thing: to keep you safe. And sometimes the subconscious can be a bit overprotective. The trick here is to work with your intuition, communicate with it. And intuition can look different from time to time. Sometimes it's just a voice in your head, and sometimes it's a feeling. Other times, it's repeated dreams where your subconscious is trying to tell you something. So the trick here is to understand that intuition is a tool, just like knowledge. Knowledge is also a tool, and there's nothing that says that you have to pick one over the other. In fact, I would argue that the best strategy in life is to use both of these tools. And somebody is bound to point out, hey Tom, what if your intuition is wrong? And to that I say, yes, it often is. Sometimes it's even exaggerated. So for people like me, for example, we have this unnatural fear of flying. Basically, my intuition is telling me that if I get on a plane, it's gonna crash. And so I have to use that other tool, knowledge, to basically check the statistics. And when I look at that, I'll go like, my intuition obviously had the best of intention, but it did not have all the facts. And so the takeaway from this video is not to always trust your gut feeling, but to at least listen to it and make your own interpretation of the situation. And finally, I wanted to share a list of 10 movies that I recommend that you watch using intuition. Now, you've probably already seen some of these movies, but I sort of encourage you to watch them again as an exercise to practice your intuition. So this time, instead of sort of judging an actor's performance or the level of sophistication in the CGI effect, sort of try to use your intuition to feel the movie instead of just watching the movie, and sort of see if you can try to connect the dots with your own life experience. And if you do it the right way, I'm sure you'll have a very interesting movie experience. And yeah, thanks for listening. See you in the next one. Take care.